My next surrounded claim is that a woman's body count doesn't matter.
It's one anti-manosphere versus 20 manosphere.
Yeah, so I think that that's interesting, but I would say that I think that there's a lot of evidence to suggest that body count and sleeping around and having a lot of sexual partners and experiences actually directly relates to a lot of those traits that you mentioned. So I'm specifically thinking about...
I know he's not on drugs, but...
Yo, he's missing the little yarmulke, and he looks like, what's his name?
Yeah, Ben Shapiro if he joined the Jonas Brothers or something.
You have the higher predictability of divorces. So I think that...
I feel like that's...
Oh, wow.
I feel like Ben Shapiro...
had by far the highest divorce rate or predictability of divorce. And I think that that's pretty intuitive, right? Like if I had a wife and you had a wife and, you know, we're hanging out and let's say the pool guy comes over and he's going to open up our pool, whose wife do you think has a higher likelihood when the pool guy's 18-pack is out? Whose wife do you think has the higher likelihood of sleeping with the pool guy? It's a little bit obvious, right? The channel in super helpful ways. I mean, the things
we got to pause there. We're out of time.
Of course. All right.
Pause. We're out of words.
You took them all. You used them all. Every one of them.
My first surrounded claim is that the manosphere is a billion-dollar business that profits off keeping men angry and insecure.
What's your view on men right now, like in 2026?
Things have gotten really rough for young men, and I think it is fundamentally structural and economic, and I don't buy it's feminism's fault. You look at countries that have not had a large feminist impact, the young men are struggling just as much there.
I hear that, and honestly, I agree with you that a lot of these manosphere characters, they use the anti-feminist and anti-woman thing as it is a packaging, and it does obviously go viral.
Yeah. Right, the legitimate problem is that young men and boys are struggling. They have fewer role models.
They're not having sex, right?
Right, and they have fewer role models, they have fewer people to look up to, they're getting advice from fewer places. The manosphere is filling that vacuum, but I believe that it's filling it with a lot of toxic information. It's
extreme.
Yeah. It's ugly.
So why do you think, genuinely, like what is you said that there's some systematic change that's happening across, you said globally. So like what do you think that is?
Because Mark Ronson's reasonable and he's not like a ideologue who's just 100% anti-dudes. Yeah. And because these guys also that they brought on aren't complete crazy, that's why the conversation just doesn't seem like it's that nutty or that engaging, because you guys are not seeing complete opposites crash. I think this is a reflection of where most people live.
That's a real conversation.
That's a real conversation. So like when you get your crazy types and they're yelling at the other person who's a crazy blue hair feminist and they're like, you know, yes, you get more engaging stuff that rage baits you, but this is everyday
out of the conversation.
100%.
So what do you think is extreme? Like what are some of the extreme views?
I would say anything that is intentionally demeaning the fundamental value of a woman. The body count example.
But can you understand how there is a correlation between being willing to take a lot of from a lot of different people and not thinking highly of yourself?
Perhaps, I don't know.
So I don't think that you're lowering the quality of a woman by saying like, hey, just so you know, it's probably not the best thing for you to.
But that could be true for men as well.
Men should not be taking dick from a lot of strangers. I agree. Both genders.
It's true for straight.
I mean, it's definitely not true for gay dudes, but you know what I mean?
Relax. Take it easy.
Straight men as well, taking lots of as well. It's generally low self-esteem correlates very strongly with sexual partners overall.
Totally agree.
Yes.
I think it's worse.
But that doesn't make them worse people. The same way like somebody with low self-esteem is more likely to abuse alcohol or drugs.
Totally.
Like, doesn't make them a bad person.
But it's not good. And also taking dick is a little bit worse than giving it.
Why?
All right, we got to...
I don't know, it's such a funny-ass conversation. No, I personally, from my experience, I think it's worse to take to get vagina. I'm sorry. I know what he's trying to get at. It wasn't a crazy point. This is the way it sounded. Was wild.
Reminder, we want to stay focused on the prompt, the current prompt.
Yes.
Okay.
No, let's talk about dick.
Could you imagine? I think that the manosphere is a $1 billion industry.
Do you like to take dick?
With baby oil is crazy.
Are you familiar with the red pill, blue pill philosophy?
Yes. My understanding of it is that the blue pill is basically what society has taught you. You know, do what the man tells you, follow the typical 9-to-5 job. And then the red pill is when you wake up and realize that nothing is as it seems, that society's been duping you, and that it's our responsibility as men to, you know, take control of our lives. And
do you believe in that?
No.
Not at all?
No.
Not even a little bit?
He said no already. Why are you asking it 5 times? You believe that? No. No? Not really? No? 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 Really not?
Preach.
Really not? Put the other camera, please. I'm about to go down. No! Yeah!
Look, I believe like society's not perfect.
Right.
Society's definitely like fucked up.
Okay, yeah. That's true.
But I don't think there's any sort of like conspiracy thing going on. As a man, yes, you have to take control of your life. You have to build value for yourself. You have to do something with yourself.
I think actually like the supposed like manosphere whole ideology actually has been hijacked. You know what I mean? With these people like Andrew Tate or Nick Fuentes. You know what I mean? Like I don't think they're the epitome of masculinity.
Can I just say, you know what this guy's like? He's like a lot of dudes who end up in my inbox sometimes.
Yeah, they're like, yo, I really agree.
Part of the manosphere right philosophy is the red pill, blue pill, and I actually do 50% believe in that.
Yeah,
and I do
right.
believe in the matrix. You know what I mean? And you're stuck in this rat race.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you don't want to be part of that. And then take that
Profits
philosophy
of keeping
to
men
heart.
angry and insecure. Can we go back to the subject, please?
But no,
Thank
because
you.
I really believe in the Matrix, and I really believe in that, like 150%. Yeah, for sure.
You ran to say nothing.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh, it's okay. It's okay. I mean, that's just my opinion.
I know.
And then
I
you
respect it, I
mentioned law of
respect it.
attraction. I actually believe in that.
Yeah.
I believe in law of attraction, and I believe in manifestation.
Manifestation.
And I'll just say, like, I have a manifestation example.
Hey,
Okay.
Manifestation, let's hear it.
I was thinking of penny loafers. I was obsessing about them. And I'm not even kidding you. I had a dream of penny loafers. Like, and then I went to my local store and I went to the shoe section and I saw some leather shoes for $20 and my dream told me that. And that's
Your
what I'm
dream.
here. And then, like, I don't know. I just thought that was like an example of a manifestation, law of attraction in action.
I love it, man.
Yeah.
Base?
What the fuck was this guy on, bro?
Get this dude out of here. Get the fuck out of here.
Could you imagine if someone just goes on YouTube like, let me learn about the manosphere manifestation. I saw these little boots and they were in my dreams and I really believe that and that's why women deserve less because we're in a cave of shadows and the world's run by Jews and fuck it, I believe in law of attraction and you know what I'm saying? Do you disagree with me?
No, I agree with you.
100%. I disagree with you too. Someone's gonna leave just thinking the manosphere.
I want what he's taking.
My final surrounded claim is that the most attractive men are those who like and respect women.
So are you implying men in the manosphere don't like or respect women? Is that your implication
Yes.
of the claim?
Yes, I would classify a number of predominant manosphere influencers as not liking and being respectful towards women. Yes.
So when you say like, you mean just like they're not attracted to them? Like would you say the manosphere consists of homosexual men? Or what's the like about?
Maybe. In some cases.
Okay.
I would say like as in genuinely enjoy the company of women without trying to get something out of them. And in terms of respect, I would say like respect for their autonomy and their ability to live their own life, like not trying to control them or domineer them in some way.
Okay, so you just say like men and women are just equal in kind of your sense, right?
Yes.
So would you say that men are just naturally more in a leadership role, and that then in order to protect someone in a leadership role, you have to have some masculine traits that are going to protect that woman, which sometimes having some type of authority saying, hey, you shouldn't do this, I'm going to protect you in this sense, which doesn't mean you're disrespecting them. You actually respect them so much that you want to take care of business or stuff. I'm talking about just relationship-wise. Women will lead in nurturing the children, and then men will lead in protecting and
I want to have a discussion just about this point, okay? Because this is one of those things where like sometimes I hear the binary and we all disagree. But I remember you and I have talked about this because like he's saying like, oh, you know, women do the nurturing role and then like men like kind of lead the household or whatever it is. And you just hear that a lot. And I remember just like, I think this happened a couple of years ago, but I had like a just stop moment. Isn't your experience, be it from like the Caribbeans, you know, Haitian family, like even my experience is that, my experience is that in the household, and even when I would observe other households, it was still the women who were like at the forefront of the household. The men were more quiet, they were present, and they might have the final say on some of the important decisions. But in terms of like the day-to-day stuff, they oftentimes ceded ground. And even in like very patriarchal societies, quote unquote, like men are advantaged in a lot of different ways. In those, I still thought that women were oftentimes at the forefront of most of the things that happen in the family.
In my house, it was pretty 50-50, right? Okay. It was depending on what department, but it was in every department. They pretty much had both a say. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. What I've seen out there, though, because I feel like my parents were kind of different, but what I've seen out there is Haitian women were very good at letting a man think that he was in charge. But in reality, you look at it, it's not really. She was just driving everything that was going on. As a matter of fact, you see it in the media as well. That's what they try to portray. In terms of publicity, like the woman is in charge, knows everything that's going on with the house, knows everything that's going on with the bills, knows everything that's going on with. The guy just steers and, you know, is busy making money. But, you know, if he's busy making money, comes back home and he's tired, there's a lot of things that are being done by the woman. There's this thing about even the traditional people that are saying, yeah, well, the woman stays at home while the man work. While the man work, when someone is coming in the house to fix something, the lady's in the house, so she has to handle that. My husband not here, but yeah, we called to do that, so she's going to be able to handle that because she's actually there. There's a lot of things that are being handled in the house by the woman, whether it's the kids, but also everything else. Oh, I got to pick up this at the mail. I got to go through the groceries. I got to do this. I got to do that. Oh, we missed certain things that we didn't have that we need. All of that is also being done. If we talk about traditional roles, now, in this fucking economy, both of y'all motherfuckers are going to have to work. So it's going to be both of you being tired, but at least you pitch in what you can. This thing about, the man leaves the house, I didn't see that often. And when I've seen that, it was often abusive. It's not what I said.
I think like oftentimes, so this was my experience even with my dad. In the household, because he was often always having to travel for work or have to go in between spots and like it would be long hours, but he's not aware of what's happening in the day-to-day. He's not keeping track of what events they got to go to. He's not even wanting to be the one who suggests going to a lot of the family functions. It was always the mom, right? It was always so to me, that's just what I see. Even when I went to my aunt's house, because my dad, he had like 9 brothers and 7 sisters. So I got to observe a lot of uncles and aunts.
Good Lord.
I swear on my mother's life, it did not matter what couple it was. I think out of like the 16 different couples, I would say only 2 of them I felt like the men were very forward with how things had to happen.
Yeah.
The women would often be the ones pushing the truck, metaphorically, to get to whatever destination or whatever event they had to go to. Keep track of things at home. When it came to like a lot of the financials and handling stuff outside, I thought that was more of the male side oftentimes. But I don't know. I just didn't grow up with this whole idea of like the men lead. It never felt like it was as obvious. And I say that because when I think of leadership, having gone into the military, leadership was very clearly defined. You took an order from somebody, they have this final say. I'll be honest with you, if I had to take that role and its diminished role, and that's it, I had to adjust it to one of the genders, in my experience, women led most of those households, even in African countries. And to this day, when I go to African countries, I still feel that way. So y'all let me know. Do you guys think I'm wrong? And if you do, y'all let me know.
Mind you, most of these people, you know, they don't even have a relationship. So they're trying to push this thing that they haven't lived and they're not living. Or if they are in a relationship, oftentimes it's a scam for the gram. It's not even a real thing. So they try to push this utopia that's not real, especially like I said, in this economy. Yeah. Both y'all working, both y'all, you know, it's supposed to be a partner. But if you want to have it like that, you want to do your little cosplay thing, it ain't good. But you don't need a wife. You need therapy.
Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of people in the comments, a lot of people, folks even from Africa. And I just give that example because sometimes people talk about like, you know, back home, this and that. I'm like, bro, what part of the world? I feel this is going to be crazy to say. I think back home, the women do more and lead more than they do in the West.
Yep.
Maybe I'm bugging, but I genuinely think men in the West, when I was in Africa, don't pay attention to anything in the house. So as far as like being a child or one of the relatives, like you just don't really have to deal with that much unless it was like a crisis or something serious that might require someone else. But I don't know. That's why now that I hear it and everyone just kind of accepts it as true, I'm like, am I crazy? Or has that never been reality for any place I've lived in?
Can you give me an example where in the manosphere a man doesn't respect the woman and you're just kind of
I mean, I just watched the Netflix documentary last night. I mean, there's probably 100 instances of these guys
100%.
calling women stupid, whores, worthless, saying you have to control them. If she breaks your trust, you ruin her life.
I'll go even a step further. I've heard this from so many of the different figures. They'll say things like women are like they're to be seen, not heard. Like the women are not good for much of anything other than to fuck. And like that's a common thing that I heard from so many different guys, and you hear it a lot. Or how about the advice that you should live with your bros and not with your wife?
It's why you should live with your brothers or live with someone that's like a man, because
do not live with your girl, bro. Don't do it.
I don't know if you need more indication.
How are you?
So I don't actually disagree with what you said. When it comes to
all right, next.
Name.
It reminds me of whenever you had these disagree with me moments on Instagram. And the minute you posted a prompt, and the minute someone's like, I don't disagree with you. All right, bye.
Yeah, sometimes they jump on.
Why are you here? Why are you jumping on here? Yeah, I want people that disagree. So what do you disagree
because
on?
they want to be heard, essentially. So I think they're jumping on to have a chance to have someone listen to what they think. I get it. Listen, I think Mark is a very reasonable person. And so because he stays in that zone, it's hard to like listen to what he says and go, this guy's fuck. So it's just not engaging in that way. And the other people are not coming with anything very strong-willed either. So everything stays in the middle. You know, the conflicting part for me is I don't think this makes for necessarily the most entertaining YouTube video, but I do think it's a good reflection of how these conversations are. What I think sucks is that the radical stuff is far more polarizing and interesting to watch, and it gets more views. So you're just much more likely to cast crazy fucks.
Yeah.
And I think that's bad because when you make a lot of the conversations pretend like it's that, when you're casting for extremes, good television, bad for discourse when it's overrepresented.
100%. It's like, oh yeah, you're gonna get people engaged, but all on the wrong stuff. Yeah. You're not talking about real points. At least you're talking about real points. Most people don't really disagree, but at least you got real points.
Yeah.
So.